Designing with multiple documents. So we have two tools over here, a content collector and a content placer tool. And these tools basically allow us to shuffle objects between documents. So we're creating and working more effectively between multiple layouts. So let's just go ahead and open some documents here and show you how this works. So if I do a open, and we'll go ahead and open a file here. I'll update my links. So here's an example of a layout, a holiday card. So what we want to do is make a new document. We're going to actually save this one as a iPad vertical. Okay, and we're going to make another one that would be an iPad or a digital publishing. Eventually I'll show you how we can do alternative layouts. So I'll make just another new document here. And I want to make sure that the intent of this one is for digital publishing. Click OK. And we'll go ahead and save this because actually some of these features will not work if you don't have a saved document. So we'll go ahead and save this one as iPad horizontal. Okay, so now when I go back to my first document that has actual content and I click on my content collector tool. So this will take these objects, whether they're frames, text, placed images, from this document, and it puts them into a content collector panel. I'll show you by clicking. This is my panel. It says no content has been collected at this point. So what I need to do is just click on some of these different images, and I'll go ahead and click on the text as well. I can click on the pink. I can do all of those things. So I've collected this content. Now what I need to do is place the content into another document, and that's where I can go to my second document I created, and I need to switch to my placer tool. You can do that either in the toolbar over on the left or at the bottom. And so the placer tool now basically allows me to place. Now one thing that I've learned is you can't click to go to the next picture. You actually have to use your arrow keys here to navigate through, and you can see it just cycles in kind of a carousel fashion. There are 3 different place options right here. So we have place, which will then remove from the conveyor and load the next. So if I place this picture, let's just show how this one works. I click to place it. It places the picture. I have the loaded cursor gun with my next loaded picture, and it deleted that family picture from my conveyor down here. If I click the second option, it places multiples and keeps it in the conveyor. So let's do that option. So I can keep placing the same one, and yet it kept it in the conveyor. Now if I navigate to my next picture here and choose the next, which places the image, keeps this in the conveyor, but yet loads the next. Okay, so it's still there, it cycled to the back, and I'm ready for my next picture. So those are 3 different place options, whether you want them to stay in that conveyor or you're okay with them disappearing once you've placed them. Okay, so that's the content collector panel. Now there are a few options here, one being the link command, and I'm going to go back to my original here. There's a create link and there's a map styles. You may want to have those unchecked. There may be times when you want to create a link, and this basically is where the content will be linked to the text in the first document. So whatever I place in the second document will be linked to what's in the first document, and it will be listed in that links panel. So here I can let's do a content collector again, and what we're going to do down here, we'll collect this. Let's collect the big red one here, and then when I go to place it, I'm going to do a create link, And let's navigate to where I'm placing. I want the red one. And if I link this, what will happen now, I'm going to pull my links out because it looks a little confusing. So I have multiples here as well, but what I've done now is there's a link icon. So it's linked, meaning if I go ahead and change this, it's going to be linked and it will update in a second, which is a really nice feature. I'm going to get rid of it for right now. One more option here that we have, and that is to create an alternate layout command. And this alternate layout basically allows us to create kind of how we did with multiple pages in different layouts, although this is allowing us to do different layouts in a little bit different way. So I'm going to tuck this back. Let's just slide this here. We'll pull layers back. I want to see pages though. Okay, so now if I have this first layout selected, I'm going to go under my layout menu and I'm going to choose create alternate layout. Now that liquid layout here, this provides an attempt that InDesign sort of tries to reposition items in an alternate layout. Most don't like that. So you can play with it to see if you like that or not. So here's the alternate layout where I have my name and it's coming from this vertical. So what it's trying to do is produce a horizontal version of what I have as a vertical. You can see I have the dimensions it's copying, it's just flipping it. So if I click OK, look in my pages what happened. So now I have an alternate layout. Same thing. This is my vertical and now here is horizontal. It tried. Remember, I did not turn on that liquid, so it didn't absolutely do a good job, but now I can be responsible to reposition it the way I want it to be repositioned. So it's similar to, vertical versus landscape, portrait versus landscape. The size is the same, but it's just in an alternate layout. So it's a great option, especially as we start moving into our e-publishing and trying to produce layouts that look good in a variety of presentations. So there is the multiple documents, basically the content collector, which is a valuable tool, and then producing alternate layouts using a command in InDesign.